Hey folks, welcome to Belgrade Beat. My name is Eric Moot and I'm sitting here on the beautiful river of the Danube with Adriana today. Welcome.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
And your dog.
And Francesco, who's always very present.
Aww.
Okay.
All right, so basically Adriana is an American of different mixed descent, as I've found out from one of her articles that I found online. And she has decided to move to Belgrade, and that Belgrade is the place for her. Why is that? I mean, everybody here always asks, why are you here, right?
Yeah, everyone does.
Everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely everybody.
Yeah, no, and I've gotten a lot of mixed feedback. Like every time I say, people always think I'm here on vacation, no? So every time I say, no, I actually live here, they're like, why? Why would you come here? Especially from the US, no?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Beautiful riverside.
It's a sufferfest here.
Yeah. So what is the reason? I mean, how did this come about? I know that you have some part of your ancestry which is from Serbia and some part, so
my maternal grandparents are from here. My father is Mexican and my mother is from Serbian descent, but she was born in the US. So I've never really met them. And I just kind of felt like I wanted to just get in touch with my ancestors in a way.
And but you feel a connection based on just your genetics, apparently.
I do, and I really like being here. Like the first time I actually came to Belgrade was last summer. There was a girlfriend that was living here. She's also an entrepreneur, and she has an online site, and so she was living here for the summer. And she's like, come, and I almost didn't come. And then when I came, I got super sick the first day, so I didn't see any of Belgrade. I stayed in our Airbnb. Like I didn't see any of it. I just saw like from the taxi here and back to the airport. And for some reason, there was like some feeling that I can't explain that I just loved it. So I decided to like get rid of my apartment, sell my car, and just move here. And I mean, like I knew I could always move back.
So what was it that got you hooked? What was the first impression? What was after a few days that just sort of sucked you in? And like, I mean, just tell people, like, because I get emails every day from people who want to move to Serbia. I get emails every day.
Do you really?
Yeah. I've solicited them through my videos and stuff like that, but you know, people always ask me about this stuff because that's part of what I cover on my channel. But what was it that got you hooked about this place?
Well, I just think that people are super friendly. It's a super beautiful city. It's the country's amazing. I mean, I've traveled now a little bit outside of Belgrade, and the food's just delicious, and it's so natural. You know what I mean? It's just delicious. Like everything about it.
So it's just a sort of authenticity, naturalness of the country and the people, and everything sort of fits a cohesive picture of a nice place to be where it's comfortable to be yourself. That's how I feel. Yeah,
definitely. It's something that I can't really explain to people. It's just like I just feel so good being here, and I just feel like accepted for who I am. You know what I mean? Without having to kind of mold to the city.
There's less pretense. Yeah. Yeah. And well, one of the things that I sort of I noticed in your article that you said that the people around you in the United States, when you were making the move, everybody thought you were crazy. This is something I encountered.
When you moved from Canada?
Yeah. This was in 2008.
So you moved from Canada directly to Serbia?
No, I was back and forth, traveling around a few years. I was in England and stuff. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
They thought you were crazy. What does that feel like?
They thought I was completely crazy. First of all, because most of them thought I was moving to Siberia. They didn't really orient Serbia on a map. They were thinking Russia and like Siberia. Like most Americans don't really place
that's
Serbia.
Common.
It's also not like a common destination since it's so landlocked. Most people tend to go to Croatia.
But just the idea that you would leave your life in America to go to some country that they know nothing about, that you have some ancestral link to, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how did that feel lonely when you were? Was it because for me it was like, okay, you people don't understand. Let me. You don't understand. I can't wait until I get the hell out of here.
That's how you felt when you left Canada?
Yeah.
No, for me, I mean, like I have really good friends in the U.S. I didn't feel lonely at all. I just kind of felt like I could always move back. I don't know, like they didn't understand. It was more of like an internal journey, I think, that I was living, that I just had to do. Like there was no question about should I stay or should I go. It was like I was not happy with what I was doing, where I was living. I had to go, and I really wanted to come here. Like there was nowhere else I would move.
Yeah. And so living your old life, what was it like arriving here, adjusting here? What do you miss? What don't you miss about home?
I miss Uber.
Okay.
So much. I miss Amazon Prime so much. Just because here, I'm used to like one-stop shopping in the U.S. where you go to like one store and you get everything. Like you
know what I figured out?
What?
I figured out that like I was living 3 months, Canada, Serbia for like 3 years.
Okay.
And I figured out you can make your life here more like North America, and every year more of that convenience comes here, but you can never make your life over in North America like the simple pleasures that you have here. So don't worry, that you just stick around, that stuff's coming here, I guarantee. Like 5 years
Yeah. No, but it's just so much more relaxing here. It's slower pace, people enjoy life more, people are really friendly. Yeah, I'm just really happy here.
Okay, good. And so what was the biggest culture shock that you encountered?
I guess for me it's kind of like the dating culture, you know? It's,
okay. That was later in the list of topics I wrote, but
yeah, I'm just not used to it. It's like something I have to get used to all over again. I don't know. It's just so different. Like I'm just kind of used to like making the first move if I feel like it, or if I don't. I don't know. Like, but being able to and having it be accepted. Whereas I feel like here it's not so accepted. Like here it's something I don't understand yet, so I can't really talk about it. But like for example, I grew up.
How long have you been here, by the way?
3 months.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in Mexico, so I know Mexican culture, which is like a little bit more macho.
Tell me a bit about Mexico.
A little bit, yeah. It's very different. It's a little bit more like macho based still. So like women are a little bit more passive. I mean, my Mexican girlfriends are gonna hate me for saying that because they don't think they are, but that's just a little bit more of the Mexican culture.
Yeah.
And then American culture is a little bit more 50-50, you know. But here I don't really understand it yet. So that's kind of been the biggest culture shock for me.
Yeah. So you're just
dating, because everywhere else, like the service is great.
Hold
like
this for a second.
Okay. People are great. Yeah, everything else has been quite easy. I'm quite happy actually. So yeah, that's about it.
And so, I mean, tell me more about Mexico and the role that played in your upbringing, and possibly, you know, making you want to live in a place like this.
Well, I was born in Mexico. I lived there till I was 9, and then I moved to the U.S. And then when I was 18, I moved back for a few years. And like most of my family is still in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's just my mom that's in the U.S. now. Oh, hi. And my sister is in Oregon. So I kind of have like both cultures, Mexican and American, which are quite different, even though people don't think that they are.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
They're incredibly different.
They are. Most people don't think they are because they're so
United
close.
States are incredibly different, despite the same dialect of the same language. But yeah. I mean, no, but Mexico, I mean, did that leave you, when you were living in the States after that, did it leave a longing for some sort of culture that was more...
I feel like in Mexico, families are more together, like friendships are stronger,
yeah.
like there's more of like, I don't know, like a community feel, whereas in the US it's so independent, it's so work-based, it's so career, it's so like go all the time,
individualist.
Like, yeah, but to the extreme where like you have lunch and it's like you get up, you're finishing lunch as you're paying the bill and you're getting up, like there's no small pleasures at all. In Mexico there's still that. And I don't know, like I know Mexico really well. I know like my Mexican family's background really well, so that's why I kind of wanted to come here and explore this side of my family.
Yeah. I'm a similar mix of different stuff, and I like to know it all. Most of my family's from up that river there, from a place called Bratislava, but they were ethnically German.
I see.
Yeah, so this was a natural place for me to end up somehow, in a weird way, because I'm also part Ukrainian, whatever. But the main reason why I'm here in Belgrade is because it's something you wrote about in one of your articles. It just has so much potential.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And people,
for sure.
It seems the local population is incredibly blind to this, and if you come from another place with a sort of entrepreneurial mindset, and you look at all that this country has to offer in terms of the people, the prices of things, and how you can make that all work, I mean, you just see this place is full of potential.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like people are so curious, especially the young people, no? Like they're like so hungry to learn more things, and they're so open-minded to it, where you don't find that in many other countries.
Yeah. Yeah. And for example, the level of English here is just like, you can pretty much put a Serbian person on the phone with anybody whose native language is English, and they're not going to say this person doesn't speak English based on the normal sort of level that they speak. And I've made a business of training Serbian guys to work tech support jobs for the UK, and it just works incredibly well. The humor is similar. There's no sort of weird, I don't know. It's just, and so there's just so much potential, and I think that Serbs are actually the most sort of poised to take advantage of the internet economy based on the low cost of living here,
definitely.
and how competitive they can make their prices, and the fact that they have such an affinity with English and the Western culture in general.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like they've got so many things going for them here.
So tell us about your entrepreneurial ventures.
Well, when I was living in San Francisco, I started a company, an internet company. It's a platform that connects women who travel alone, because I was doing that a lot. So I figured that I could really work from wherever. I didn't really have to be in San Francisco,
of course,
where the prices are just skyrocketing. And it basically, I was just paying to exist there. I wasn't saving anything. I wasn't really I don't know. It was just getting out of hand. So
you moved here and you kept the same income, and now you're...
So I decided to move here, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing my internet thing.
Yeah.
And I'll live here, and I'll live a lot more peaceful life, where people are so much more relaxed, and not everyone that you go out with is talking about growth and what's going on with the company, and you know what I mean? How can you monetize that? And so I moved here, and I looked for a place to start doing yoga. And there's really nowhere that does yoga like in the Western world.
Okay.
So I went to one of these yoga places that they were doing a Bikram yoga, which I don't really like, but it was just hot yoga, which is what I wanted to do. And they were closing down, and they were selling the space. And I was like, wow, well, I could actually take this over, and I could actually make it into a yoga studio. So I decided to buy them out. I'm not going to make a Bikram studio, but now I'm starting my own yoga studio, which is great, because I feel like I was meant to do this all along. It just fell into my lap, this great yoga space. And now it's there's this huge demand for yoga here. It's changing. There's it's on the rise, and it's such an exciting time. I'm just so excited.
Yeah. Okay. And so, but you were obviously inspired by this, despite the fact you criticized it a minute ago, inspired by this entrepreneurial culture of San Francisco and the way people think there in terms of thinking possibilities and ideas, whereas I find that the way that people think here is about problems and depression of living in Serbia and all this stuff. But if you bring this can happen attitude here, and you find the people here who are ready for something to happen, I think I've been very successful doing that, and I think that you can too. But when are you opening the yoga studio?
So the yoga studio is opening end of September.
Okay.
Because right now we're remodeling the whole thing, and there's a lot of work being put into it.
In Serbian and English, what the classes will be?
In English.
In English, good.
Yeah, I
good,
don't speak
good.
Serbian.
Okay,
So,
well, you
and
should
I also
start
think
learning.
that I know.
Yeah.
I also think that most of the young people and most of the my clients will know how to speak English, and if not,
Yeah.
It's yoga, so you only really have to look at the teacher and kind of see their poses.
Exactly. And okay, so what's the sort of style of yoga? How did you learn it, and what sort of, if you've got a yoga spectrum, where are you on the spectrum?
Well, I guess there's for example, here right now the yoga community is really spiritual based.
Okay.
From what I feel, it's very Kundalini, very, Hindu mythology, and mine's kind of more on the opposite spectrum, which is more physical
Lifestyle?
based. More physical based. You come in and you work through whatever it is that you're going through, and it's not just yoga. We want to create a community, a healthy community where you can belong. That it's not just about you come in and you do a yoga class and then you leave. You have friends there. You want to come in. You want to have a coffee. You want to chat with them. There's activities that are going on. It's about so much more than just exercise.
So
it's what you're going through.
basically a community center.
I don't want to call it that, because that sounds so cheesy, and I hate those catch.
Okay, well, you have to invent your own
phrases.
language to describe this then. But
yeah,
no,
it's
okay.
I'm kind of trying to build a healthy community because that's something that I feel like I need, and I feel like if I need it, there's other people that need it
I
too.
definitely need it. Yeah, totally. It's let me tell you, I'm actually a musician, and I drink quite heavily sometimes, and then I get off the booze completely, and
I saw in your other interview you said sometimes it's good to take a break.
No, but then
It
I get
made
off
me
the
laugh.
booze, and then the people that I hang around with are always like, let's go get a beer, and I sit there for
Totally.
2 of their beers watching them drink 2, and then I'm like, so we're just getting stupider now, I'm gonna go. You know, like, but for, you know, when I'm on those health kicks, which will be more and more, increasingly, it would be great to have a sort of place where I can.
No, and don't get me wrong, like
socialize with non-drunk people.
No, yeah, definitely. Alcohol's definitely been one of my vices.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's really nice to have a community that takes you out of that, because I feel like I've tried to stop drinking quite a few times by myself, and it's like,
hey, you want to go for a drink?
But like, it's nice to have a community to where you belong to, where you can do healthy things. So like, you don't have to that can be your vice. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yep. Health can be, you can get as into that as.
Like
I started going to Tash Maidan. Have you been to Tash Maidan Park?
I don't think so. Where is that?
It's like in the center of the center, basically, and they have these
calisthenics
bars there.
Okay.
Right next to the church, there's all the bars where you do the pull-ups and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. I
got addicted. I go every day now.
Well, see, anything is addicting.
Yeah.
Even like health is addicting. Like you can eat super healthy. You can do so much exercise.
I'm gonna be the healthiest. Yeah. I'm gonna rock that stuff.
Totally. What's it called?
After
Endorphins.
Yeah. Okay, so what challenges do you anticipate in launching your yoga studio? Obviously, marketing will be one.
Definitely, I think that people have to get used to this type of yoga, because people here identify yoga with like spirituality and like very Kundalini style, which is very like slow paced and like a very Om kind of like prayer type thing. And I'm like, I don't have time to do spirituality and exercise during the day, so I'm trying to combine them, and I feel like the most effective way to like get through something or like make a breakthrough spiritually is by like having a physical change, which is why I want to concentrate more on like the physical aspect. So it's going to be like more intense, like more high paced. It's only going to be 60 minutes rather than 90 minutes, which are what all the yoga classes are doing here. So it's kind of just a matter of time before people get interested in it, and I think that the rest of the Western world is already doing this type of yoga, so it's only a matter of time before it comes here anyway. So it's just going to take a while to grow a client base, I think.
And kind of your unique selling point is the English language. And
the English language, but also like it's so much more than that. Like I want to make it eco-friendly. I feel like Serbia has like such a high use of plastic and all these different things that I can't believe that we're still doing, and I don't know, like just healthier in every aspect. So like there's other levels.
Okay. And we're just gonna reset the camera. Hold this for a second. This is a 20-minute limit on this camera. Okay, so we just click this one, and we click this one. And now for an ad from our sponsors. What's your yoga studio called?
Wolf Yoga Company.
Wolf Yoga. Vuk Yoga.
Wolf.
Vuk.
Vuk? Oh, okay. Vuk Yoga.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
So, you mentioned something about female empowerment. Tell me about that. Yeah,
so, I mean, like the company that I was building in San Francisco is basically built on women who like now have more disposable income, who aren't getting married so young, who might not want to have kids, you know, which is quite rare still now to even hear that. Yeah. And so like they want to travel by themselves and they want to do stuff by themselves. So I feel like it's really important to kind of open it up to like the independent woman, the modern woman, you know, that isn't attached to somebody or something.
Okay.
Like for example, me, everything I do is like with Francesco, my dog, or by myself, and which is still quite strange. I mean, I've gotten used to it, but I feel like most people are quite shocked when I go to like a hotel by myself or I go to a restaurant by myself, you know, so I kind of want to promote a feeling of being okay with that, but still having a place to belong, because everyone needs a place to belong. So that's kind of like where the yoga studio comes in now. Yeah. It's like a physical place.
Yeah. Okay, and so, I mean, but how are the principles of like female entrepreneurialism different than, for example, male entrepreneurialism? Do you feel that there's a difference in the things that women have to offer in terms of building their own businesses?
Yeah, I definitely think that women, I feel like, I mean, like there's this whole thing about like you can have it all. No, you can have like the perfect relationship, and you can have the kids and the family, and you can build your own business, and you can be a successful businesswoman or whatever. And I feel like you can't. I feel it's so much easier for a man to do it because the reality is that like women have to give birth, and they have to get pregnant, and they have to take care of the children, and like there's so many things that you do have to do, which is actually a reality, whether like you want to talk about gender equality and all these things. So you know you're kind of giving you're giving space to that, and you're kind of leading to where you might not have this ideal like old school life that you might have dreamed about having before. I don't know. It's like it's like a mix of different things.
Okay, so say that there is like some 20-year-old Serbian woman who's listening to this interview, and you wanted to give some advice, and she wants to start her own business, and she wants to share her femininity and her, power, inner strength with the world. What advice would you give about that?
I would definitely say work somewhere, work for someone for a while, because it's really important to know like how a business works and to be able to work as an employee, because you also know how to treat your employees as an employer later on in life, and then you kind of see what's out there and what's lacking. You can't just start a business out of nowhere. You have to see like where there's a need, and also really think about kind of what you want to do. If you want to get married and have kids, that's completely fine, but it's kind of a different route that you have to take, I think.
Yeah. So
you can't have it all, is what I'm saying.
Well,
I don't think it's possible to like try and like build this huge business. Yeah,
right?
You can't try and build this huge business and be like, and I also have kids and a family. Like, you either build the business or you kind of like, there's different ways. You can't start building a business and then stop building a business. It's a strange mix that I've encountered.
Yeah, but
No, I don't know. I don't know how
maybe
to explain
there's possible
it.
because maybe it's possible because it all goes back to community and family values. I mean, if you're a woman who has a child and a husband or whatever, like maybe you have parents who can help raise your kid while you're off hustling, maybe there's all different variants. I wouldn't tell anybody they can't do it. I would say that
definitely not. Definitely not. But definitely, okay. So I guess my main thing to say would be figure out what you really want. If you really want to have kids and be a mom, then do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really want to build a business, then do that. But what do you really want to do? Like, not what you think you should do or what would be cool to do.
Yeah.
Like, what do you really want to do? And then
you
concentrate
just have
on
to
that.
Tune out from what other people think.
Yeah, you do have to
listen
tune
your
out, which is
heart.
really hard.
Yeah, okay. So it's like, but do you feel, one of your articles was about sort of like finding love in the 21st century sort of topics.
What was it called? Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah.
Was it that one?
It was about something about, that our personalities in the 21st century are much more individualistic, that we're much happier to be alone, we're much more picky with potential lovers. And this is something that like I really feel in myself, totally, because like I have this weird dichotomy within me where I feel like I could at any moment, like I'm 34 years old now, I could at any moment fall in love with a woman and have a child with her, but then there would always be this part of me that wants to be individual, independent.
I feel like that never goes away, though.
Yeah, but it's all about balancing this. But but at the same time, I feel like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I live alone. That works for me. I the boss of me works for me. I'm kind of introverted, so I like to be alone a lot. And I've already got a business.
I feel like the camera just closed.
Oh really? Oh. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. I think it's overheating. Okay. Well.
Should we give it a break?
Yeah, well, let's switch to camera number 2. There we go. This is why we have this. Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. So, we can end it like this, actually. So, basically, yeah, this whole, like, I've got a band, a business, and a YouTube channel, and I don't feel I would have time for the kids and stuff right now, but then that could happen, and if life brought me in that direction, I would try to be completely open to it at this point, because, you just never know what sort of treasure there would be. So, I don't know, my whole thing is to be open to everything and not close myself off to it. And, well...
I agree. I'm
probably going to be single for a while, but...
You never know.
You never know. You never know. So basically my perspective is like, to be individualistic, but also think about community, think about family, not in the sense of the family... the family of the people who share the genetics with you, but like the family of the people who share your values in this life. And one thing that I really felt in Canada is that I didn't really have, they were number one. It was about them, Whereas what I really want to do, like what I really have encountered in my business, in my band, and even with this YouTube channel and the comments even, like, and the people reaching out to me, is this sense of we're all in this together, and the culture that I was raised in really shut me off from other people in a strange way. And moving to Serbia and having, you know, my life here develop as it was with the values of this culture mixing with my culture and everything, it really helped me sort of open up and feel this family, extended family, in the sense of people who share my values. So, I mean, and just basically when I saw your
My article?
yeah, your article about moving to Serbia, I said, this is somebody who understands why me and other people like me are moving here, and it's great.
Yeah, totally.
So welcome. I can't wait for your yoga studio to open,
Awesome, thank
and we
you.
can do another little episode
Cool.
when that happens. And basically, best of luck to you, and with whatever challenges, I'm sure you will grow.
Thank you, and thank you for having me
All right.
on Belgrade
Where,
Beat.
yeah, on Belgrade Beat. Yeah. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Wolf Yoga Company on Facebook, wolfyogacompany.com.
Yeah.
Or just on Facebook, yeah.
Like that stuff, so that you can be the first to get in those yoga classes.
Awesome.
Great. All right. Thanks a lot. Subscribe to Belgrade Beat if you like interviews like this, and write in the comments what this made you think about. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Ciao.
Belgrade Beat, the pulse of the city.
La 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 la